So today I'm going to do a quick Q&A on current issues in sport. We're going to cover racism, drugs, deviance and gender inequality. So first up we've got racism. So the first question is, what do I understand racism to be? I believe that racism is the belief that a particular race is superior or inferior to another. And this has been a massive issue in a variety of different sports. So second question, what effect has this had on the sports industry? I think it's had a big impact on the sports industry, especially its players. For example, the most famous incident would be recently the Evra versus Suarez incident, in which Suarez is alleged to have made derogatory comments towards Evra, who is a black player. Suarez swears against all wrongdoing, but was handed a 8-match ban. So this has changed some players' lives. Evra, in fact, has actually said it's positively affected his life, kind of making him knuckle down a bit more, kind of prove himself a bit more on the field. But most of all, it's given football quite a bad reputation. And it can be, this racism can be shown from players, fans, and the coaches as well. Next up, we've got how much change has taken place over the years, if any. So there's, in my opinion, there's been not enough change at all, as there were fewer reported cases of racism in football, but nowhere near enough. The Kick It Out campaign in 2014-15 season had 393 total reports. Of these, 221 were racial, and 15-16 season, 402 total reports and 193 were racial. So it is going down, but it's nowhere near enough. It needs to be eradicated. And at the moment, it mainly comes from fans shouting towards the players. Again, Patrice Evra involved has claimed that a fan was verbally abusing him and has ended up kicking him in the head. But there has been a massive improvement from, say, 1947, when racism wasn't as socially unacceptable. So Jackie Robinson was the first ever black baseball player, and he was a victim of a lot of racism. Even players would refuse to play with him because he was black. But there have been a lot of FA initiatives to kind of get the ball rolling in the right direction. The final question is, what is being done to tackle racism in football, and what sanctions can we put in place against players/fans if they're caught being racist? So there are tough sanctions in place already against players that are caught being racist, and referees can in fact totally abandon a game if there's a serious racial event. And the UEFA has said that it will totally support any referee that decides to do this, but no match has ever been abandoned. UEFA came up with a 3-stage plan in 2009 for abandoning a match. So the first step would be to stop the match and ask for an announcement to be made over the public address system, just kind of explaining what's going on, asking for it to stop. If it doesn't, then the referee can suspend the match for however long, and the third step would be just to totally abandon it and move on. Less seriously, referees can also issue red cards for use of offensive, insulting or abusive language or gestures. Examples of this would be the Suarez Evra incident, where Suarez got an 8-match ban and a £40,000 fine, or the John Terry incident against Anton Ferdinand, where he got a 4-match ban and a £220,000 fine.